What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Guided by intellect and dedicated to creating opportunities for all, Bryan Neider has committed himself to building a more humane, just, and sustainable world. Born in rural Idaho, before moving to Santa Cruz, California, Bryan and his siblings were raised in a Presbyterian home rooted in faith and community. His father, a corporate lawyer, valued discipline and critical thinking, while his artist mother embraced creativity and self-expression. Together they nurtured Bryan's logic and imagination, a unique blend that would define his approach to life and leadership. In 8th grade, Bryan and his dad drove past the University of Santa Clara while the football team was practicing. A fan of their quarterback, Dan Pastorini, Bryan was curious about the school. His dad explained the Jesuit philosophy of educating the whole person, solving real-world problems, and finding God in all things. A seed was planted, and when the time came for college, Bryan submitted just one application. Luckily, he was admitted. And from the moment he set foot on the mission campus, Bryan knew he was home. He played rugby, enjoyed the social scene, and met his best friends. Academics, however, was another story. After reading his freshman term paper, history professor Stephen Gelber doubted whether Bryan would succeed at SCU. Instead of backing down, Bryan rose to the challenge. He stepped up his game, doubled down on his studies, and by the next quarter, he made the dean's list. As a favor to a classmate, Bryan agreed to coach a Special Olympics basketball team. He hadn't anticipated the day would be so fun or rewarding. For Bryan, the athletes' joy and camaraderie reinforced the importance of community, belonging, and serving others. And the roots of the seed that was planted in 8th grade grew deeper. Bryan earned his history degree in 1978 and began his career in sales. He transitioned to accounting, secured an MBA from Cal State East Bay, and eventually met fellow Bronco Katie Fallows. They married in 1986 and together raised 4 children: Chris, Nick, Megan, SCU class of 2013, and Brooke. Inspired by their time at Santa Clara, Bryan and Katie educated their kids in the Catholic faith. In 1996, their own spiritual journey came full circle when they themselves became Catholic. In 1989, Bryan left accounting to join electronic arts. Over the next 26 years, he helped transform the video game company from a $60 million business into a multi-billion-dollar global powerhouse. A skilled professional, he quickly rose through the ranks.
You know, Bryan always has a way of working his way into leadership roles in everything that he does.
Bryan cared deeply, not just about what work got done, but how it got done. His sense of ethics, commitment to excellence, and relationship-driven approach earned the respect of EA employees at every level.
By and large, Bryan far exceeds any of the people that I have worked with in a leadership capacity.
Bryan's the kind of guy you can trust with your kids. You can trust him with anything. He's the type of human being that is so high integrity, he lives a moral life, and he has an excellent moral compass. He's always there to help a friend, and he always goes the extra mile. And he has a tireless work ethic that has the ultimate respect.
Electronic Arts became one of the first companies in Silicon Valley to employ adults from Ability Path, a nonprofit supporting those with developmental disabilities. Among them was Pam Marcus, who worked for many years at EA's coffee bars. Over 2 decades, she and Bryan developed a genuine friendship that has continued to this day. So when an EA colleague invited Bryan to join the board of Ability Path, he didn't hesitate. For 15 years, he volunteered as treasurer and finance committee chair, while passionately advocating for their employment services. Eventually, he was asked to lead Ability Path as its CEO. It was not a quick or easy decision, but Bryan knew he was being called to something greater, and in 2016, he accepted the role. Bryan's corporate experience fused new energy into the 100-year-old institution. Through strategic mergers, Ability Path is now able to support children, adults, and seniors. Every day they assist more than 1,000 participants and their families in leading full, productive lives, offering counseling, career guidance, early childhood screenings, and thousands of hours of speech, occupational, and physical therapy. For Bryan, Ability Path isn't just about services, it's about dignity and ensuring every person is seen, valued, and embraced as part of a community that truly cares. Helping people discover joy and achieve independence is the greatest reward he can imagine.
Bryan has a crazy knack for re-engaging people, initiating projects, and taking them to the next level.
Bryan also founded Climb for a Cure to raise funds for diabetes research, worked with Rebuilding Together to revitalize Bay Area shelters, and now lends his expertise to the boards of several technology startups and local nonprofits. At Santa Clara University, Bryan participates on reunion committees, mentors students, and shares his wisdom with faculty, staff, and fellow alumni. He has chaired the Board of Regents, presided over the Alumni Association Board of Directors, and sits on the advisory boards of the Levy School of Business and the School of Education and Counseling Psychology. And to recognize students devoted to community outreach, Bryan and his family created the Neider Family Alumni Service Award. The roots of Bryan's Ignatian spirit run deep, and he consistently and generously contributes to the place that nurtures it. Our choices make a difference, and Bryan has chosen a path of humility, moral responsibility, and a relentless dedication to lifting others to their highest potential.
Bryan is always thinking about other people and how to make them better. This goes from an individual level when he's just hanging out with you, all the way to big groups. He's always seeking to pull the best out of people.
Bryan is one great individual. He does everything from his heart and soul.
For living with conviction, for creating a world where people of all abilities are accepted, respected, and included, and for demonstrating faith that does justice, the Santa Clara University Alumni Association is honored to present Bryan S. Neider with the 2025 Ignatian Award.